Now that our form toggle works as expected, we can add the code to authenticate with Firebase. And the first thing that we're going to do is to open the auth.dart file so that we can add two new methods. And they both return a future of type user. So over here, I can type future of type user. And the first method will be signed in with email and password. And this method takes a string email and a string password argument. It is going to be an async method. And inside the body, I can type final auth result equals await, and then Firebase auth.sign in with email and password. And I'm going to pass the email and the password that come from my method arguments. And then here I can return a user from Firebase with auth result.user as an argument. And then I can copy and paste this method, and here I can rename this to create user with email and password. And I also need to make sure that I call create user with email and password when I call Firebase auth, like this. And after adding these methods, I can annotate them with an override keyword, and I can declare them in the auth base class as well. So I'm going to add this one here, and I'm also going to make a copy of it and name this create user with email and password. And now that I made these changes, I have two new methods that I can use to sign in the user. So we can head back to the email signing form. And what we can do here is to add a new auth base parameter like this. We are also going to import auth base. And then we're going to pass this to the constructor. So we're going to create an email signing form constructor. And here we're going to specify a required this.auth parameter. And this is the same approach that we have used for the remaining pages in our application, where we manually inject the dependencies that are needed. Now, because our email signing form takes one parameter, then we need to pass that in the email signing page as well. However, this class doesn't have a node object just yet. So we're going to have to do the same thing. So we're going to say final auth base auth, and then we're going to create an email signing page constructor, which again takes a required this.auth parameter, and we're going to import the header as well. And with this change, we are now able to pass the auth parameter to our email signing form as well. Finally, we need to also pass the auth parameter from the signing page as well. So if I head over here, I can see that an auth parameter is now required, and I can pass that in. Before we continue, I want to point out that this approach of passing in dependencies from the top of the widget tree all the way down to the child widget is starting to become a bit impractical. And in fact, we have just seen how in order to pass the auth object to the email signing form, we had to add it as a dependency to the email signing page as well, even though this page doesn't really need it for itself. So this is a problem that we're going to solve later on, but for now, let's get back on track and we can continue on the next video.